What's up, guys? It's Shaka here, and today I'm here to bring you guys a deck profile of a deck that I've been playing for a while. It's going to be a Chronofang Tiger deck profile. Like I said, I've been playing this for a while. I actually took this deck to a Bushiroad World Championship Qualifier, and I ended up getting pretty far. Didn't end up topping, but I ended up getting pretty far. So, in a 2 out of 3 format, this deck is freaking amazing. But in the best of 1 format, it's But I can't wait to show you with the deck, so here we go. Starting Vanguard, we're going to run 2 TikTok Worker. TikTok Worker skill is when one of your other rear guards is done attacking, you can put this card in your soul and you can talent link that rear guard. So it's going to open for some awesome combos, so we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. Just sit tight. Next up, we're running 4 Chronofang Tigers. 1 is SP. Chronofang Tiger skill is when you ride them on Vanguard Circle, you combine 1 card from your hand and you put a card from your opponent's field on the bottom of their deck, and they can superior call something, but they have to superior call something minus 2 grades than what you whatever you bound. So if you bound a grade 1, they can't grab anything because there's nothing less than a grade 1. There's minus 2 grades and the grade 1 is nothing. If you end up putting a grade 3 on the bottom of their deck, they can end up getting a grade 1. Same thing if you go for a 2, they can end up getting a 0 if they want to. If they choose to, they don't have to. And then his secondary skill is Generation Brick 2. When you have 2 face-up cards in your G zone, you can bind Stride. So you choose a card from your hand, you bind it, and it counts as your Stride because it gets plus 3 grades. Really good card. He's amazing late game. Our second grade 3 is going to be 4 Gear Eagles. Gear Eagles effect is whenever you stride on top of him with Chronos, with a card named Chronos Command in its name, you can put a card on the bottom of your deck and look at the top 10 cards of your deck and choose 2 cards that have Time Leap in their name and add to your hand. So it opens up your combos just in case if you don't get this off. It's still not a bad thing to ride into. And the reason why I run him instead of the other Soul Charge guy is because this is a Gear Beast, and for bind time's skill to go off with the unflipping, it has to be a Gear Beast. Also, he has a secondary skill is when this unit attack hits, and you have a Chronos Command as your Vanguard, he can Time Leap. Perform Time Leap. So yeah, very good. Next up, we have 3 of Steam Maiden Murder. He's in the bind zone. You can you Soul Blast 1, superior call him, he gets plus 2k, so he becomes 11k attacker. And then when this unit attack hits, you can bind this card, Soul Charge 1, and Talent Leap one of your other units. So, more pressure. Next up, we have 3 Upstream Dragons. Upstream's a really good card. He gets plus 4k, so he becomes a 13k attacker, only when he attacks Vanguard. And you shuffle him back into the deck, and you get a grade 1 at rest. We're going to talk about that later, so we're going to put him off to the side. Next up, we have 3 History Maker Dragon. When he attacks Vanguard, counter blast 1, time leap something. Really good card. Like I said, opens up more combos. This deck is all about combos. If you can pull up your combos, you're going to win. We want 1 Clock Fencer Dragon. You don't have to play Clock Fencer Dragon if you don't want to. You can play a 4th copy of him, but I like Clock Fencer Dragon because he opens up plays where if I have a dead hand, and if I have like a dead field, like man, I can't time leap anything, or I have a Your Water on the field, I go, oh look, call, time leap, Your Water, get a grade 1. It's gonna be Mulum, and then do more skill. It sets up for more plays basically, and yeah, pretty much it. When you just call him, you time leap something. So next up, I play 1 copy of a Gearhound. Gearhound's a really weird card, but I liked him in this deck because I'm running another card. I'm running Takeaway Dragon, and whenever Takeaway Dragon effect goes off, basically it means whenever you time leap something, you get a card from your discard pile back into your deck. That's Takeaway Dragon's effect. So when you his skill is when you reveal a grade 3, when you draft check a grade 3, you get to time leap him. Not only that, this card also has resist, so he's actually really good in the meta. So he stops Kagero from the retiring, and he stops Link Joker from locking. So really good card. He can get you another attack in. Next up, we run Mulum, 3 Mulums, aka the most expensive card in this deck, probably. Mulum gets plus 4k when it attacks, so it becomes 11k attacker, and when it's done attacking, you put him back in the deck, and you get a grade 0, and call it a rest. So he leads, she'll lead into one of your combos, and we're going to talk about that again in a second. Next up, we're running 2 PGs and then 2 Quintet Walls. The PGs are PGs, just regular PGs, just because when you Quintet Wall them, and if you call this card, you can still Perfect Guard. With the unflipping PGs, you can't really do that because it says it has to be from hand and not from the top of your deck. So, the Quintet Wall is a Quintet Wall, and its effect is when this card goes in the discard pile, you can bind 1 card from your discard and shuffle 2 cards from your discard back into your deck. So you can shuffle back the heals that you maybe have gotten with this. Maybe you have heals in the discard that you G-Guarding with earlier that maybe you want back with this. You can also Perfect Guard, put the Perfect Guards back in. You know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. You can put triggers back in, and it puts more pressure on your opponent. And I'm like, damn, he just got all his triggers back. That's why I won the takeaways too, because takeaway can put back triggers as well. So, on that. And speaking of takeaway, we're running 2 takeaway dragons. Like I said, whenever you time leap something, you get to put 1 card from your discard pile back into your deck. So when you're constantly time leaping, you get to put multiple cards back into your deck, and you don't want to put non-triggers back in your deck. You want to put like more important cards. Maybe you had a Stratton and Mulum earlier. Maybe you need another Mulum in the deck. Maybe you have something in damage on. Maybe you want to put those cards back in the deck. So yeah, 2 of these. I wouldn't run these in Chronojet. I would only run this in this deck just because this deck time leaps more. And I don't think I'm going to run these after the Clan Booster comes out for Gear Chronicles, so just so you know. This whole deck is going to change when the Clan Booster comes out, actually, so be ready for that. Next up, we have 2 parallel Barrel Dragons. When he's in the bind zone, you can tap, you can rest another card, and you can Superior Call him, and he gets plus 4k, so he becomes 11k attacker. So what I like to do is when I stride with Chronojet, Chronofang, when you have to bind stride, if he has a Generation Break 2 skill, I usually just bind stride this, and I tap one of my other units, and he gets Superior Called back. So it's basically you're not losing a card, you're just gaining a card. You're just basically like calling it to rear guard, and you're not paying the cost for stride. So really, really good. Next up, only one Stride Fodder. The reason why I'm only running 1 Stride Fodder is because Chronofang has the built-in Stride ability. Now, what you can do is you can play 2 more Stride Fodders instead of the Takeaway Dragons if you want. For me, I feel like this is just enough. It's if you don't get the first turn. After you get the first turn, you're going to be rolling. So, and we run 1 GG. GG skill is when it's superior. When it's called, Soul Blast 2, draw a card. Usually this is what I get with my upstreams, and yeah, she works out good. Now we're gonna get on the triggers. We have 2 draw triggers. These we're gonna run the 2 draw triggers just because sometimes we need a little draw. Also, you want to put this card in the soul so you can have more soul for your attacks. I know Bind Time uses a lot of soul, and GG can use some soul. The takeaway, TikTok workers are gonna go in the soul too, so you're gonna have more soul anyways. But this I like this just because it adds a little option in the deck too. Say if you need more soul, like you need 1 card from soul, you can call that, put in the soul. Next up, we're gonna run 6 crit. After that, we're gonna running 4 stands. This is your water. So whenever he's in the bind zone, you can put this unit on the bottom of your deck. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose 1 card from your hand, and then basically you get the 2 cards back into your hand. So you get the top 2 cards of your deck into your hand, and you get to put 1 card back from your hand into the deck, and then shuffle. So this opens up amazing plays. Now you're gonna see that, like you want to think your deck out where you only have stands. Like in the end, you would only have this card, and it just goes off, and you're like, oh, I get multiple attacks now. And then 4 heals, because heals are heals. Before we get into the deck demonstration, we're just gonna go in the G zone. 1 Sea Breeze, because Sea Breeze is Sea Breeze, and all this whole deck is Generation Break 1, so you want to make sure you can get your GB1s off. Run Chronos Command Dragon. This is mainly what I try into first. If he hits, you can counter blast 2, soul blast 1. You put all of your opponent's rear guards back on the bottom of his deck. The main reason why I shred him first is because of this card. 2 Chronos Command Revolution. When you shred on top of him, if you have him face up, you can counter blast 1, return all of your opponent's rear guards back in the deck to the bottom, and then you can save 2 cards on your side of the field for each face up of this card. this is really good because this will automatically this is gonna win your World Paladin matchup, your Gold Paladin matchup most of the time. And then we have the star of the deck. Besides Chronofang Dragon, we got Bind Time Dragon, also 1 SP. He has a really good skill. Counter Blast 2, Soul Blast 1. Bind a card. Your opponent has to return as much bind cards as your opponent has to return units based on how many bind cards that you have. So if you have 4 bind cards in your bind zone, they have to return 4 cards from their field back in the bottom of their deck. Really good. Not only does it get that, but after your attacks, Soul Blast. If you have a Gear Beast on your Vanguard, which that's why we run Chronofang and we run Gear Eagle, you get to unflip 2, Soul Charge 2. So really good card. Get you your soul, so you can do him again maybe. You're not really losing out the soul that much because you're only soul blasting 1, and you can. This is basically a free cost if you have the gear. So, yep. Next up, we run 2 Warp Red Dragon. This I don't really use a lot, to tell you the truth. Maybe you guys want to sub this in for another Chronos Command Revolution line. This does favor in the mirror match a little bit. You counter blast 1, soul blast 1, flip him up, and you get to time leap a Vanguard. And your opponent has to put you can put 1 card from your opponent's field on the bottom of the deck. So it not only does it time leap, but you get to get rid of one of your opponent's rear guard. So maybe if they have annoying rear guard, you can get rid of it. And then we're gonna play 2 Fate Red Dragons. This deck runs out very quickly of the G zone because you have to flip up constantly. You have to flip up for this card, you have to flip up for this card, you have to flip up for this card. So you're gonna be running through your deck very easily, and through your G zone. And this just puts more pressure because what happens with this is you can choose a card from your field, and put it back in your deck. Search for 1 card that's greater. So basically, if you return a 0, you get a 1. You can call it to rear guard, and then you can choose a unit, and it gets plus 3k for each face up card in your G zone. So during this turn, if you have like this, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 times 10 is 30. You're giving 1 rear guard plus 30k. If you hit a stand trigger, you are God, because they are not blocking that. And especially when they have 5 damage, oh my god, it's gonna be hard for them. Sorry, we run 2 of him, and he's basically time leap without having to go in the bind zone. They'll shuffle back in the deck. So if you're left with a your water on the field from the previous turn, you can always get rid of it by playing this card. Next up, we have the G Guardians. We're gonna play 3 Naru. Whenever you G Guardian with this, you get to return a trigger and a non-trigger back into the deck and shuffle. I mean, not shuffle, just on the bottom of the deck. So what you do with this, you can return. I usually just return a heal trigger and a perfect guard, or maybe a trigger and a card that I need. And then we run 1 of this card, which is the new one. You G Guardian. You put a grade 1 or higher from your field into your deck. And you should call it a grade 0, and you get plus 10k shield. So, you can get rid of maybe a Mulum, you can get your water, and then you can play the turn for the your water. So, yeah. Alright, so let's go into the combos. We're going to play a little demonstration. Why the hell not? Let's use you. What do I do? There's a lot of combos you can do with this deck. So we're just gonna go over the simple ones. Alright. So for this combo to go off, you only need 2 cards. You need TikTok Worker, which is gonna be on your field, so it's gonna be your Stunning Vanguard. And you need Steam and Mulum. Once you have this, you got the combo. So what you do here, call Mulum. You call Mulum. I hope you guys can see it. So you call Mulum. Attack with Mulum. You get to plus 4K. 11 at Vanguard. He attacks. At the end of the unit battle attacked. Put TikTok Worker in the soul. Bind. And then you can Superior Call a grade 2 and a grade 0 at rest. So you obviously call another you call Upstream and you call another TikTok Worker. Now when you do this, the reason why you can do this is because you already paid the cost for Mulum, so you're getting the 0 regardless. And both skills happen at the same exact time. So that's why that happens. And then the same thing happens with Upstream Dragon. So you attack with Upstream Dragon, 13k at Vanguard. When you're done doing that, Time Leap. So you put TikTok Worker in the soul. Time Leap. You just get a grade 3 out. And the grade 3 can be Gear Eagle if you want. And like say if you have this as Stride. And then also you get a grade 1 out. So what you do here, I wonder what grade 1 we're gonna get. Oh, how about GG? GG comes in at rest. You Soul Blast 2, you draw a card, you just plussed. Then you can swing 11 at Vanguard, and you can do a whole bunch of stuff after that. And if you get stand triggers, you put the stand triggers. And that was just one column. Like, imagine if I had a History Maker Dragon there. Amazing. And, I've had plays where for example, I had, like, tear your 2 Your Waters out, and then I have a Mulum. Then I just swing on my Mulum and the Superior Call another Your Water. Then you swing a Bind Time, bind all these, and then they have to return 3. And then you put all these back in your deck, and then you plus. So I have those plays before. So there's a lot of plays you can do with this deck, and the reason why I mean like this deck is because you can do a whole bunch of combos. Now, is this deck better than Chronofang Dragon? Depends. In the mirror match that I played the mirror match before, it basically becomes a who strikes first. If you can mess up their combos before they mess up your combos, then you're gonna win the game. However, with the new support that's coming out for this clan, I don't know how good it's gonna be with the new support. We still don't know what's coming out. We still know the X Deuce Machina is really good. People hate it for some reason. I don't. I feel like it's a good card. We have a new Chronojet Stride that's coming out. I'm not Chronojet. Jesus, I keep talking about Chronojet, but this is Chronofang. It's because I'm looking at the map. Chronofang Tiger Stride coming out. The Trial deck is going to come out with a whole bunch of support for Zodiac Time Beast. So when this deck transforms to the Zodiac Time Beast deck, maybe something else will happen. I don't know. But needless to say, we're going to have a deck profile for it. And, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's been the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys play this deck. Hope you guys get a chance to play this deck. And without further ado, this is Shockton Santana. I'm out. Have yourselves a good day.